Hey guys, what's going on? This is Rick the Middle Class Millennial, and today we're presenting you guys with another Eufy camera review. This is the Eufy Floodlight Cam 2 Pro. It has a 360-degree field of view as opposed to the one I reviewed last week, which was the 2K camera. So we're going to go ahead and dig into this. We're going to be doing a comparison between the two as well as a review of this camera. So let's go ahead and skip to the unboxing. All right, guys, here's the Eufy 360 camera unboxing. We'll show you this by Anchor, free no monthly subscription. We're going to compare it to the other Floodlight that I'm testing right now. You guys will see a previous video review on prior. And wow, this thing's even more fancy. It looks like a spaceship. My goodness. Let's pull this plastic housing off. Okay, so we're going to leave this plastic on the dome for now. That's good. It probably protects it from fingerprints and stuff before we set it up. And we have our instructions there. I'll open that up in a second. Cool, we got the lighting mounts are covered, which is nice. Do like that. It looks like your speaker right here. So it would mount up like this, and you would adjust your lights accordingly. Then on the, well, actually, this looks like it flips up, and here's your gasket, your weatherproof gasket, and then your 3 electrical cords here. And I don't actually see a power cord adapter set up for this, so we'll have to check compared to the previous light. So if I don't have to plug this one in and set it up real quick, let's see what the instructions say. And again, we got our security labels, our hardware. Ooh, comes a little cleaning cloth, probably to clean your camera, which is nice. Your hardware, all that fun stuff. Oh, and this one's got a strap on it instead, so I'll have to look at that. Quick start guide. And see the setup. Oh no, it tells you to connect via USB. Plug your Floodlight camera to the device illustrated on the table. So we're gonna have to set it up via USB instead of a power cord first before we hook it up outside. And then yeah, flip it up, scan your QR code, all that fun stuff. So yeah, nothing out of the ordinary here. It looks pretty cut and dry. Don't like that hangs a little lower than I'd like. That kind of sucks because I don't have that much space above my garage door. So, but they do have an option upside down mount too, but like you can see it kind of hangs below. Mine's a wall mount, so that might kind of suck, but we'll find out. You had to put a ladder underneath there. It's funny. So anyway, yeah, don't work with electricity if you don't feel comfortable, guys. They make that very clear. Anyway, we'll go ahead and we'll get this set up, and I'll show you guys the process on that. All right, same process as the other Floodlight camera. You're going to need to plug it in. Unfortunately, you're going to need to use a micro USB cable and your own power adapter to plug in. It does not come with a setup cord. You're going to plug it in at the back over here. And similarly, you're going to, if you don't have one already, you're going to set up an account through them and do the whole process and name your thing, connect it to your Wi-Fi before you go ahead and install it outside. One thing I will say that I don't like about this unit compared to the previous one is the housing is all plastic, whereas the other Floodlight's all metal. So aside from the camera portion of it, but like light fixtures and everything was all metal. So that's one thing I do not like about it. I also don't like, since it's wall mounted, it is going to hang a little lower, as you can see right here once we set it up. So let's go ahead and set this baby up. Anyway, guys, unlike the last video, we're just going to showcase the camera itself. If you want to see more in depth of this app, feel free to check out my previous video. Here you guys can see the camera. Now, unlike the previous camera that you don't have a rotating camera head, this one you do. You just push these arrow keys to turn the camera around. It doesn't go that high up, though, so it's ideal to position this camera. The higher you can position it when you mount it, the better. And it can go pretty much all the way 90 degrees all the way down, as you can see right here. And then, yeah, you can do a 360 round look, which is kind of cool. I have it set down below. I don't want to show you guys some things. But anyway, it'll automatically go from left to right for you to do a quick round look, which is pretty cool. You can select a snapshot, record, and speak through it, which we'll showcase that in a little bit. Anyway, let's go ahead and showcase the siren and speaking system.
This is me talking through the Eufy 360 camera, and here comes the siren.
And while doing a audio test on the camera, I found out that there's no siren in the Eufy app that I can speak of for this particular camera. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and showcase the Eufy camera at night. As you can see, I have it set to a kind of a soft white color. So I'm gonna go ahead and adjust the light settings here. So we're gonna adjust the ambient light. So we're gonna set the brightness to the highest real quick. So this is at its brightest. Here's at the dimmest, which is pretty dark. And then I'm gonna set it up to the brightness, the highest brightness again, and I'm gonna show you guys the color temperature. So this is the warmest temperature. This is the mid temperature of the white, kind of a white color Kelvin. And then we have a cool light. So, and what I like about this, if you look to the porch light on our right here, you can see how my porch light is a soft white. With this Kelvin option, I'm allowed to adjust the Kelvin of my floodlight to match the porch light. And I think honestly, in my opinion, I think it looks pretty good. So, and I have it set to sunset to sunrise right now currently. So I'm gonna go ahead and up the brightness just a little bit more and put it where I'd like it again. Right about there. So yeah, anyway, so yeah, that's how that works. All right, so let's go ahead and go over the pros and cons of this system. For this camera, the biggest pro, obviously like with the other one, there's no subscription fees necessary for this. It has built-in storage in the camera. It has decent image quality. I'd say the same as the 2K, no difference. The app is simple and easy to use, just like the other camera. It's integratable with other devices, just like the other camera as well. The human detection on this device is pretty good. I haven't had any issues or false alarms with this device. Also, the 360 camera is good at detecting motion. So, for example, it also has a motion sensor built into it. So, if the camera is facing away from you when you trigger it, the motion sensor, it will still automatically know where to point the camera at you. So you don't necessarily have to be in the field of view of the camera or directly in front of the camera lids for the camera to notice you. That is a big plus. So it's able to pretty much cover 180 degree or 360 degree field of view using a motion sensor built into it as well, which is nice. One of the biggest cons that I have found, and correct me if I'm wrong, ladies and gentlemen, if I find out that it's hidden somewhere in the settings, because I've looked in the instruction manual, couldn't find it anywhere in here. Unlike the 2K camera, there's no siren for this device. Now, that may not seem like a big deal, but if you're wiring this into your security system, for example, your Eufy security system, you may want to be able to allow not only have the siren inside your house go off, but also the siren on the camera outside as well. So the other con is like I said, with the Pro, the footage does save to the camera. If the camera is destroyed, the footage could potentially be lost. It's also expensive. I got this camera for $299. However, it is on sale right now currently as of the making of this video, so I will leave the Amazon link in the video's description. All right, like I said in the last video, if I had to pick one of these two cameras, which one would I pick? Well, unfortunately, I thought it was going to be a no-brainer, and that's the other thing too. I forgot to mention one last pro with this camera. You can set the color temperature of the light, so I'm allowed to have the light on this camera blended with my porch lights, which aesthetically is more pleasing than this one where you get the de facto white light. But I thought it was going to be a no-brainer to go with this. However, because there's no siren feature on this, if I had to pick one or the other, personally, if I didn't have a siren on in my house, period, I'd probably go with the 2K camera. Like, if you're starting out, I think this is probably going to be the better camera for you. However, if you already have some Eufy cameras around, maybe you got the battery-powered cameras, you got the security system, it might be okay to sacrifice the siren for the additional 360 camera features here and the aesthetics of light color that you like, like a soft white, like which I prefer anyway, over the normal white light, and also to pay the extra price for it. Like I said, I think this camera excels when it's mounted higher up. Unfortunately, my garage is only so high, so I can't really take full advantage of that. But like I said, it does have better coverage than the other camera. But as far as like back doors, sheds, things like that, backdoor stuff like that, I would go with this. I would not go with, this is not a camera I would put in my backyard, okay? This is something that I'd mount above the garage door, whereas the other camera would be something for like a shed, back door, things like that, which is what I've ended up using. I've ended up putting that as the 2K as my backdoor camera for the garage back door, and this one for the front. So Yeah, so in the end, it's kind of a give and take. Personally, I would still go with this, but it is a hard choice because of that siren feature missing. If it was in there, like I said, it would be a no-brainer. However, overall, am I able to recommend this camera? I'd say, like I said, if you're starting out, it'd be a good option, but honestly, I would also consider the other one as well. Well, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content. And also, if they end up releasing an update or somebody lets me know in the comments below if I'm too much of a bonehead to figure it out, if they do have a siren feature built into this camera and I find out about it, I will be releasing a part 2 on this to clarify this. And I'll probably change my recommendation from being kind of tied to preferring this camera over the others. And stay tuned. I do plan on releasing more videos of Eufy product reviews in the future when I get around to it. So until next time, you guys take care.